Okay, I guess let's go. Hopefully I won't get copyrighted. So, hi everyone. My name is Nazar, I'm from Ukraine. Please support Ukraine and help us defend ourselves against our Russian invaders. That matters. But today is not about that. The reason I'm recording this video is basically I would like to promote and show my final project from the Code in Place space. You might be wondering, but hey Nazar, what is Code in Place? Code in Place? Actually, that's a free course from Stanford, and it was a really funny story the way that I heard about this course is that YouTube algorithms decided to show me this course. As you can see, this is a Code in Place, this is their YouTube, and I guess many students managed to grab this video from their YouTube algorithms and recommendations. So as you can see, this is a free beginner programming course with more than 10,000. Oh, there is a siren. Happens. That's life. I guess this year they probably had like more than 20,000 students, so this is actually amazing. And the reason this is really cool, when I was watching this video, basically this is a Chris. Chris is one of the greatest guys and teachers from Stanford. You might be actually seeing them here on top right. This is a Chris and Maran, really great teachers. I highly recommend them. The best teachers our century has ever seen, and I guess the previous century as well. But not about that. So basically, Chris was reviewing the final projects from his students, and there were really cool stuff. It's like physics, someone was doing something with physics. Someone was creating Wordle for the game. Everyone knows that. Someone created blackjack, gambly. That's my department. You'll see why in a moment. So yeah, this is how I got into Code in Place. So my adventure with them was held for like around 2 months, and I really enjoyed it. The reason this course is really great is because they have a really good introductory into programming. And so before you actually get into Python, you actually get to know what Carol is. And the Carol is this small robot in window that you might see that Stanford actually uses for their students to as an introduction to programming. That's why this was a really great start for me, because I'm a humanitarian. I'm no way close to the tech department, and it was really valuable for me. So this basically my notes that I managed to get from during this course, like during those 2 months. So that's just a short introduction into what Code in Place is. So shout out to everyone who's been helping them, because it's not just 2 teachers. The cool stuff about Code in Place is that many students, they can come up like next year as a section leaders, as a teachers, as an assistants, and there are many cool people here to connect. So I highly recommend you to check it out. So let's talk a bit about my game. This is not a paid advertisement. I'm just literally my own opinion. My project is dedicated to the game that was taken from this medieval game that Warhorse Studios created called Kingdom Come Deliverance. And in my opinion, it's like one of the best games I've ever played. I highly recommend it. I'm not lying when I'm saying that it's like I'm really enjoying it, because I have Steam. I've played the first part for like almost 75 hours, and I'm not even close. I actually finished it, but not even past all the DLCs. And they also have the second part, the second game that was released this year on February. And this is really amazing game. You might be wondering, why do we have only 9 hours? But to be honest, I'm just leaving it for dessert, to satisfy myself as much as possible, but later. For now, it's not about time. So yeah, shout out to Warhorse Studio. Not a paid ad, but if any one of you watching this, just so you know, my second game doesn't have any DLCs. Okay, moving on. So my project is actually called Farkle. And you might be wondering, like, what is Farkle? Well, if we read here, we can see that it's in the dice game. It means a roll of a dice that doesn't earn any points, causing the player to lose any points accumulated during that turn. We're like, okay, cool. So that's basically the understanding. My game involves dice and some gambling. Remember, kids, gambling is bad, so if you would like to gamble, at least do it in my game. And if we open or search for some rules, those are basic rules. I'm not gonna talk about them for now. You may pause the video and read it for you. But yeah, in short, it's basically you roll 6 dice, you choose the scoring dice, and then you either keep those dice and move the turn to other player, or you may roll again. If you decide to re-roll again, we take away your chosen dice, and we might roll only the remaining ones. And in case you don't get any, as we read about Farkle, if you don't get any scoring points, that means Farkle, and you're screwed, all your points are lost. So that's just a short introduction. There's also a picture with like potential combos that we have. So for example, 1 scores 100, 5 scores 50, and then we might have some fancy combos or like some triplets. Those like a short introduction. This is basically my code, Final Project Farkle. This is quite big, with so many scary functions and all of that stuff. What's cool about my project is that, you know what, like in real life, my personal drawing is horrible. Like, I don't know how to draw, and I'm not really enjoying that. So, and we also had a course about graphics, and I don't know who in the world actually enjoys doing graphics in Python or in any language, but that's not my type, guys, I'm sorry. That's why I decided to make my game completely in console, just so you type. But what's the cool trick? That actually, thanks to the guy BroCode, shout out to this guy, amazing guy. I highly recommend his channel to watch and learn from him. So from him, I actually managed to find those visuals to nice dice, so we can actually print them and see them. So this is quite amazing. So shout out to this guy. So, and as you can see, this code is quite big, and to be honest, in my honest opinion, I didn't do it all by myself. I had to ask some assistance with an AI, maybe not some, but I actually had to do, because I might have overreacted with my abilities in Python, and that's why, yeah, I needed some help, because this game is quite big and quite hard to make. So yeah, there are like many, like I did work with some functions, with some arguments, I tried to set up some logic. What's the biggest thing that I'm proud about, that I actually managed to pseudocode like all by myself to create the explanation and the logic of the game. So this actually helps you prompting. So in some case, I would say this, my first final project, was an experience of a vibe coding stuff, if you know what I mean. Like whenever I see it, so to keep it trendy. And so that's basically what I did. What's funny that we had an AI that was created to help us brainstorm the ideas for project. But when I was working with it, I was thinking, since you can help me a bit with the ideas, why shouldn't you help me to code? So, guys from Coding Place, I'm really sorry if this bot is paid or something, because you might have seen I might have used it just quite a bit. So yeah. There's also like a second page, because it started being slow, man. Like, look, I'm spamming my keyboard, so yeah, I literally, guys, please accept my apologies. I didn't mean to do that, but I had to do that. So yeah, so we had some pseudocode that requires no coding at all, but then you can start like working on your milestones, setting some code, and adding some functions. So yeah, as you can see, some of those functions are quite big. So just for now, to not waste any time, let's just show the program and what it does. So this is here, if I'm not mistaken, Final Project Farkle. Also, by the way, shout out to the composers of the Kingdom Come Deliverance, because the songs that we're actually listening are from this game. You guessed right. And what's cool, we have a dice game song, so you might listen it to repeat. This is basically the song that you're listening to while you're playing dice and Farkle in this game. So that's like quite cool. I wanted to let you know. Okay, so basically what my program does. So if you run this program, it asks you to write your name. Let's say we are Chris, because he might be testing it. So Chris. Then we are met with some text. Hey, I'm sorry guys for making you read. Please, you have to do it. It shows like, it explains the short example of rules and some like tips. So for example, I didn't create a logic how to clear the console. So we can, for example, if we have too much text inside our console, we can just like clear it. I guess it's not clearing it. Okay, thanks. So yeah, we type our name. Let's go, Chris. It has some logic, and I tried to make it interactive with a player. So it asks you to like enter to view the game menu. So we press enter. Now we are met with the options. So we can play with an AI. We can play versus friend, turn-based, and just type it manually one by one. We can also read the rules, and we can exit the game. So let's start with exiting the game, because we might not like it. And we are met with a funny message and emoji. Bye bye. Okay, now let's restart it. Oh, see? So many text. What are we gonna do? Use my tip. Okay. use my tip. Let's pretend I did it first time. Okay, so we type Chris, enter menu. We might look for rules and combos since you're not familiar with this game because you're not gambling players, right? You are normal people. Here are some overwhelming texts that I try to highlight with those arrows. And as you can see, this is basically the pictures, the combos from the pictures that I've shown you before. Like 1 equals 100 points, 5 equals 50. Then like 3 of a kind means like that number equals its points basically. And we can see that the triplet of ones actually has 1000 points, like the best combo. Then we have some 4, 5, and 6 of a kind, something like that. And it actually multiplies it by 2 over and over again, the more you have. Actually, wait, let's go back about dice game. We are playing dice game, right? And also, if you're not lazy, I wasn't able to, in our EDE that Code in Place provided, it could be some limited because it's for like beginners, so you don't have that many access for some libraries to pop up graphics, or I had to use graphics to like create an image inside this. So if you're not lazy, you may like just paste those links and just have your rules right next to you, so it makes your gaming experience more fun. Now we can basically, after we read, so for example, let's imagine we know the combos, let's just show you an example of how it would look like versus AI and the friend. So let's choose the point 1. Now it asks us to define a target score. For starters, 1000. Let's say for shorter purposes we would use like 400. Then we can define AI's gamblicity. 0% for super safe and 100% for very risky. Let's make our AI super risky. 100%. Let's see. The problem what I'm not liking about now it's our turn, and as you can see, it actually paints and creates those dice inside of a console. That's really cool. Let's see what we have. We have 2 ones, so I would like to keep 2 of them. I press them, then it shows you your score. Oh, so we scored 200. Round scores 200. Target score 400. So now, do we want to keep it or roll? Let's try to roll. Okay, I pressed ER, but as you can see, it actually subtracted or removed those dice that we chose, and now we have 4 left. So let's see. We are not that lucky, so we might use 5 and 5. Okay, it's 100 points. Round score is 300 points. Now let's say we decide to bang because I don't want them to flip. So now it shows us our total score and turn ends. So now we pass the turn to the AI. And it was funny that we were presented with some messages, we are presented with a dice, and now AI actually decides to do its turn. What I'm hating about this AI is that no matter what prompt you're telling him, he won't listen to my rules. He decides sometimes to keep those dice that are like not scoreable at all. So for example, I'll keep the 2 6 and 1 5. Like, what does it mean? Time to bang the beauties. I made him gambling, but for some reason he decides to bang. So see, he refuses to listen to me. I don't know what's wrong with that AI prompt. So if you decide to keep 6 and 6 and 5 as he said, it says invalid choice. So in this case, we are left with nothing but to just keep 5. See, he can be quite randomly, and he decides to bang. Okay, back to our turn. Let's see what we get. Bang. Okay, I have 2 5s. I decide to just get 1 5 and re-roll again. I would like to get something bigger, and I want to have more probabilities. Okay, we have 1, we have 3 2s. That means it actually is 350. My total score is 3 out of 400. So we decide to bang. The total score is now 650. Press enter to pass the turn to the AI. But oh wait, look, congratulations, Chris, you reached the target score of 400. So that's it. Now we are back to the menu basically. Now let's say we decide to play versus friend. If we decide to play versus friend, we need to enter friend's name. Let's say it's Maran. So Maran, what score are you gonna play to? Let's say 300. And rolling dice, so now it's Chris' turn. Something good. Okay, what Chris gets? He gets 1s and 5s. 150. Let's try to roll again. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have 1. And let's try to reroll again. Maybe we get a 5 and manage to finish the game. Oh, we get a 5 actually, and we bang. So, do you understand the idea? But what if we decide to roll again? What if we're like gambling? Oh my god, wait, you still have 1. Okay, 1. keep rolling, keep rolling. I'd like to show you what happens if you don't have scoreable dice. It's 5, it's actually amazing, we are getting lucky today. And the funny part about this game is that if you manage to get all scoring dice, your dice amount are actually reset and you start from 6 again. And that's amazing. So for example, now we can use 6, 6 and 5. This 655 because 50. That's great. I decide to roll again. Like, oh my god, we are winning this game. We are nailing it. We are nailing it. What's happening? Oh my god. We keep getting more points. Oh my god, I can't even stop, man. Why should I buy? Oh my god, Farkle! No points this round. And you basically lose all your points for that round, unfortunately. Well, you get the idea. So that was my just brief introduction to my final project that I made with Coding Place. Thank you for everyone who listened to it, watched it. I will leave the link to this program under the video, or you may find it in Coding Place, whoever is watching from there. And we also have, for some reason, I don't know if I'll be able to use a high workload of players, because we have some requests to the ChatGPT. We have a limited amount of tokens. You're not seeing it because it's under my head. So yeah, as you can see here, like I've already used 18,000 tokens, and it takes roughly around 300 tokens per usage. But I would appreciate your any feedback. Of course, my program is not perfect. It doesn't fix all the errors, and from my personal experience, guys, it's better to do everything by yourself. AI is not gonna replace you or something, because if you're just a vibe coder, bro, it takes the eternity to debug this program, because how big it is, as you have seen, like it's 500 lines of code. It for sure could have been much shorter, but I don't know. This game is quite fun and it was really enjoyable, and I'm thankful to Coding Place for this experience. So make sure to check it out and leave some feedback. Thank you guys, and goodbye.